Welcome, I'm Ingrid Carlsen and this is Kara Tootie, and we are back at Dollar Tree for another fall junk journal haul and shop with me. Make sure you stay until the end when I show you what products I actually picked up. This is one of my favorite Dollar Trees. It's a little bit further from our house, but it always has really great items, starting with the organizational section. And they had so many bins in gorgeous fall colors, as well as your traditional colors. And as I was flipping through, I got an idea. I've gotten a lot of questions regarding my acrylic dividers that I keep my ephemera in. When I saw this beautiful 3-piece set, that would be really great. And then it gave me an idea to take one of the larger rectangular bins and fill it with the smaller ones. And so I'm going to grab 4 sets just to show you, but you would actually only have to buy 2 of the long ones and then 1 of the bottom one. They don't fit perfect, but they fit pretty well, and I think it would be a great solution, especially if you're on a budget, especially because those come 3 to a bundle and you need 4 total. I think it was during Valentine's that I first found these little beads. They are so cute in these little containers, and I'm not sure if these colors were all available then or not, but it is a great time to stock up if you miss them then. And I definitely think if you're going to get one set, if you're a pink girl like me, then you definitely need to get those. I've shown you these before, but I think they're great for adding bookmarks or adding dangles. And these are the jump rings. They also had right next to them the lobster claws or the clasps. And I think both of these are really a great value for $1.25. Something new that I had not seen before is this beacon tacky glue. And I definitely think I'm going to have to try it out. Leave me a comment down below if you have tried it out or if you want to see me try it. I was floored when I saw these cutting dies. This is a set I had not seen, and I think that any leaf cutting die is a versatile piece to have in your arsenal. And if you don't have a die cutting machine, leave me a comment down below and I'll do a tutorial of how you can use these dies without even having a machine. If you are a lover or a sucker for all things twine, raise your hand right now. They had these twine bundles, I guess, and look how much product you get. I found it in a navy blue, a lime green, and a yellow. I think these colors are really great. They go really great with any project year round, and I'd like to see you vote now before the end of the video to see if I picked one up, how many I picked up, and what color or colors I got. And I couldn't believe it. Maybe it's been because I haven't been to a Dollar Tree in a little bit, but this Dollar Tree also had the 6x6 scrapbook paper. These are more of a kind of spring set with a lot of florals, but then lurking right behind them, I spotted this Christmas set. Look how beautiful these papers would make as a background. I think that they would go with a lot of different ephemera. And if you haven't checked out my Christmas kits, you need to. I've said it before, but Dollar Tree is definitely up their game with the $1.25 increase, including finding this interfacing. This cost a lot more than $1.25. I'm not sure how it's going to perform, but it is definitely worth the try if you're in the market for it. I may have found this in another video, but I wanted to definitely point it out again. It's this 8-ounce block of air dry clay. And I have a lot of uses for clay in journals. If you have used clay in your journal, I'd love to know how you use it. And then if you want to see a tutorial using it, leave that down below and I will make sure to make a video to show you some fun ways to use this. You may have heard me mention that I am definitely a black and white girl. I love all things black and white. I think it's so pretty. In the scarf section, I noticed this infinity scarf. And then right behind it, if you're a little bit more adventurous, there's this cheetah print. I think both are really nice and they would make great closures for your journals, as well as you can add snippets inside your pages. And of course, no trip to Dollar Tree is complete if I don't go in the hardware section. I found this wire, and there's 4 pieces, 2 of the red and 2 of the black. And they're definitely giving me that Tim Holtz vibe. And I think these would be really great, especially right now when Christmas is just on our tails. I also found this super glue mounting tape. It is meant to mount things, but I thought it would be really good in a journal when you are adding things to your cover, let's say, that have a good weight to them so that they'll stay put. Right next to them, I found some Velcro, which is great for closures. They had it in black and white in these little squares, as well as they had it in the black and white in long strips so that you can cut out the amount that you want. So if you want it a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, these are both really great buys. And I think that Velcro is great to have on hand at all times. Did you think I was going to forget to go to the kids aisle? I didn't. And I'm so glad that I stopped by because I found these flashcards. There were, I think, 3 different sets. I found these Phonics ones, and they were hard to see because they were shrink wrapped. But I think the colors are beautiful and would look great in any journal. There were the subtraction as well as these money ones. Which one's your favorite? I think that fall is the beginning of my favorite time to go to Dollar Tree because you start getting so many new products, ending with, I would say, Valentine's Day. And there are so many different ribbons and mesh as far as the eye can see. You can see how many beautiful colors they have. These are great to add as accents to any ephemera clusters and even to add to your covers. They add so much depth and texture, and I always seem to find the best stuff right on the way out. Over at one of the end caps, I found this handheld bag sealer. I think this is going to be a game changer. Make sure you stick around to see what I picked up. Okay, it's time to see what I picked up. And I still don't know if this is my favorite part of getting the items home and using them, or if it's the hunt of looking for items at Dollar Tree. I've asked this before, but I'll ask you again. What's your favorite part of shopping? So the first thing I got, I actually did not show on video, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use it for a journal, but I thought these were so adorable. They are little acorns, and some of you probably already know that I love acorns. I collect them all the time, and for a long time, my husband would have them on the door of his car, like, what's all this garbage here? And I was like, don't throw away my acorns. They're just so cute, and you get 8 pieces, and they were up with the Halloween stuff in the like fall decor. Okay, the next thing I picked up were these cutting dies. Like I said in the video, I think that any kind of foliage die is really great for layering, and you can use them very versatile. I find that a lot of times with dies, it's a kind of one-off thing where you can only use them for one thing. I think this is the exception of that rule, and I think these are going to be really fun. The next thing I got were the Phonics flashcards, and we're going to open them up because if you remember, they were shrink wrapped, but I thought that the colors were so pretty and they were vintage feeling without being vintage. I think these are really cute. I'm super excited to use them. So cute. And don't let the bright colors scare you. You can always mat them down or add stuff on top of it. So I'll give you an example. And then the backs. The backs are very sweet. I love the color. I especially love this yellow and pink, and the blue and yellow. Very sweet. But you can always use things like, I have this mesh, so you can add something like that to kind of make it more opaque so you don't see as much of the color. So if you double it up more so. You can also add some parchment paper over top where you can still see the image, but it definitely doesn't scream out in the yellow. So there's a lot of different options. You can also paint over it, distress it. You can take a file and distress around it so that it looks more worn and weathered. I'm very excited to use these. The next thing that I got was the Handheld Bag Sealer. And so we're going to open it up. I also grabbed some of their batteries because I don't think, this thing's like barely anything. But let's see. Let's see how much I can figure out without, okay, that was pretty easy. And you need to make sure that when you are getting any kind of electronics, like the little lights from Dollar Tree, that you look to see if it comes with batteries. I feel like at one point, and maybe some items still do, but a lot of them now require you to get your own batteries. But like here, I was able to get a pack of 8 for $1.25. And I don't know if that needs to heat up. I should probably stop and read the directions really quick. There should be. Oh, this thing already came apart. The whole thing's coming apart literally in my hands. Okay, let me see. I can go. Okay, so this one might be a fail. Either that or I got a dud. I don't really know how this went. Oh, this goes like this. That's right. So this goes here. This goes here. Okay, can you hear that rattle? Let's see. Oh, okay, got it. Hold on, I feel like this is something. Okay, so that must be like a protection. So I don't know if this is supposed to heat up. I'm going to leave it here for just a minute while. And the last thing that I picked up was this air dry clay. And so I'm curious to see if it's orange, which it's okay because we can paint it. I'd probably mostly do white. So hopefully this doesn't dry out after I open it. I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag though, right after I open it. Okay, so it is like a terracotta color. And the way that I would use this is using any kind of silicone mold. You can also use the ice cube tray molds that they sell at Dollar Tree, and I think those would be really cute to use. And I actually used some like paper mache clay, and I did little hearts. Let's see. These, and I think I showed these on Instagram, but really cute. I believe this is going to be different. This is more, this clay is from Daiso, and it's like almost squishy, whereas this one I think is going to be more like a polymer clay, and I think it's going to be hard, even though it's air dry. So I'll have to keep you guys posted on that. So hopefully enough time. I feel like I feel some heat there. And I'm just going to use this packaging here to see if it seals. I'm going to take a piece, and I'm just going to sandwich that in. So first pass did not work. Second pass did not work. I don't even think it's heating up. It is not hot at all. So unless I put in my battery is wrong, which or the batteries are no good too. Let's try this again. I'm really surprised this thing doesn't have like an on and off switch. And I can tell you that the battery is not making like a solid contact. So I'll try this again. I'm going to go ahead and go off camera for a few minutes, let it try to heat up, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I don't know if I've ever been happier to report that I don't know how to read directions, or that I don't even bother to read directions. But anyways, the little pamphlet here, see how close I can get it for you to read it. But you can read the directions there of what it takes to make the thing run. First of all, I had the batteries in the wrong place, and then it tells you that you're going to press down on the unit for 15 to 20 seconds to get it heated. And so I'm just going to fold this over. And it's sealed. This is really awesome. I think this will be really great to make shakers, and I'll show you. This was the one that I did off camera, but I'll do, okay, so I was able to pull it open, but either way. So I'm gonna come here, and we're gonna try to seal it again. And I'm thinking, I used to have a fuse tool that used to do something similar to this. And so I'm thinking that the longer you hold it down, like the slower that you go across, the better it is, because it's going to melt the plastic more. And I definitely think that's the case. You can still open it, but I think it's still a good investment for $1.25 or $2.50 if you have to buy the batteries. So I was holding down pretty tight on that one, and I'm going to let it completely cool off. And I'm not going to test it, but I don't feel a lot of heat. There is some heat coming from the unit. So I think if you wanted to take it apart, like I'm pulling pretty good here and it's not coming apart. So I think the trick is you want to hold it down longer before you move, kind of like a flat iron, or at least the way that I use flat irons. Because when you do it fast, it's not going to make a, like you could see, that didn't even glue it down. So, and then I was reading this is a magnetic strip, so you can, well, that's not metal. I guess if you have something that's metal, it'll stick to it. So I don't know how useful that is. I guess if you're working on a project and you have a metal surface, you can stick it onto something. And like I said, it's got this guard, so when you're not using it, you would keep it here. And I'm guessing that as long as the mechanism isn't touching, like isn't pushing down on this piece, it's not heating up. But it did say in the directions to take the batteries out when you're not using it. So I would definitely recommend, because I know they've had some issues with like the glue guns. So I would recommend that you take the batteries out when you're not using them. But overall, I think it's a really cool buy. Well, that's it. That concludes our shop with me and haul of my latest Dollar Tree adventure. And I'd love to know if that's a little item that you would pick up and what you would use it for. I thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed already, I would love to be friends with you, for you to hit that subscribe button as well as the little bell, because then it'll notify you anytime I have a new video coming up. So again, thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye.